Parents and educators rallied at the Fayette County School Board meeting tonight, urging school leaders to build gender-neutral bathrooms and allow transgender students to use them.
Senate Bill 150 requires all districts to hold public comment on the issue and set new rules. New tonight, WKYT's Grayson Passmore has the plea from parents.
It's really exciting to hear about the new construction projects because you all have the ability to affect decades of student safety.
A 15-year teacher at Lafayette High School and an LGBTQ advisor, Lauren Shero was just one of several to urge the Fayette County School Board to create gender-neutral restrooms to comply with Senate Bill 150.
You have an opportunity to course correct and increase students' feelings of inclusion and belonging.
Under KDE guidance of SB 150, the school board already decided to prohibit any sexual education instruction to those in 5th grade and below, rather than from all grade levels altogether. Now the board must decide how to regulate bathrooms in schools. The bill says districts cannot allow transgender students to use bathrooms that match their gender identity, which is why some parents are now asking the board to commit to building gender-neutral restrooms instead.
I am a proud parent of a transgender boy named Noah at Lafayette High School. Yay, Noah.
Like Shero, Beth Brettmeyer says she's speaking tonight on behalf of her son and every transgender student who she says needs school to be a safe place to learn.
I have seen the vulnerability and fear in our trans youth. As a parent, I've seen the smothering weight lifted from my child's shoulders when he came out to his dad and me. I've seen self-harm wounds healed on my child's arms because he was finally able to be his authentic self.
In Fayette County, Grayson Passmore, WKYT.
Well, the board says they will take public comment into consideration when making their final decision regarding the school bathrooms.